Hey guys, Jesse with Texas Bushcraft. A little bit over a year ago, I did my first video, which was my 10-piece kit, and I wanted to come back and do another video of my 10-piece kit, but a year later, which means my gears changed, my mentality's changed, and I just wanted to go over what I got and why. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over this 10-piece kit. We're going to start over here and work our way back this way. And no particular order. Number one is going to be my Gerber 600 series Needlenose multi-tool. I've gone over it in my previous 10-piece kit, but we'll just go over it real quick. It's got a file here, one side's fine, the other side's coarse for wood and such. It's got a pretty sharp, it's not near sharp as when I first got it. I feel like I need to put a new edge on this thing. It's got, you know, a bottle opener slash can opener with the flat head on it. It's got a wider flat head and even a smaller flat head on this side. On the other side, it's got a serrated blade. I wish it was maybe coarser serrate so I could even use it as a saw, but I mean it works pretty decent for that as well. It's got a lanyard here, a Phillips head, and then a bottle opener slash can opener again here. And we've all seen the Gerber Multi-Tools. So that's our number one. You know, not including the Needlenose here with the wire cutters here. And one thing about Gerber that I've noticed, I'm not sure if other multiplier manufacturers have them, but these wire cutters here, they have a little screw here that you can take those out and replace them, which is really cool. I think it's a really nice feature that Gerber has on them. So that's our number one. Number two is a Coleman headlamp with 3 different settings. And I got this, I think, at Walmart for like 20 bucks. Or 15 or something like that. It takes 3 AAA batteries. That's our number two. Number three is my mess kit, and the main reason why I have this is because it holds a lot of other stuff. Not only you can cook in it and makes life a lot easier, but it can also hold things like, this is pretty much my med kit slash cook kit. I've got some olive oil, some seasoning and spices, and I've got some sponges and bandages, Neosporin, things of that, and this is a patient assessment sheet that I got at our gathering that AMS handed out to us. I made a few copies of it, and I got some more in my pack there. But normally, actually, most of this stuff normally sits in here, but I had used it recently and just stuffed it in this little sack that I had. And we'll go over what this sack the sack goes to here in a minute. And something that Andre Crawford, part of our forum, showed me is this. I did not know that. I think it's actually pretty handy. I just figured I'd show you guys that too. So there's that. I'll put all that back here in a second. And that's our number three. That covers cooking and medical supplies. Number four is my fishing kit. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen similar fishing kits to this, so I'm not going to go through this in a lot of detail. But inside it, I've got, you know, a different range of lures and hooks, and I think maybe one small bobber in there, and some eye screws that you could use to make a fishing pole. And I'm going to save the knife for last. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 5 is my Canteen and Canteen cup. Pretty self-explanatory. You know, container for water, container for boiling, cooking, such as that. And our number, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 item here is the Schrade Multi-Tool, or excuse me, Schrade Navitool, which has a compass, not to mention a lot of other features on it, you know, including a saw, a normal blade on there, a pair of scissors, and a small red light, and a little oh, excuse me, little container you could put things in there, a lighter or something. You know, it's not waterproof, so you'd want to put something, maybe a Ziploc baggie around matches if you wanted to do that. So that's our number 6. 7 is, yeah, number 7 is Vietnam era tripwire or snare wire. I actually got this at the gathering as well. My fellow administrator Bear on the forum gave this out to a few people at the gathering, and I really like it. I've used it a few times just to see how it works, and it works really well. I like it a lot. So that's our 7. 8 is my fire kit. This is a little snuff can that I use this for, you know, my smaller stuff. Like there's a magnifying glass that I also got from Bear at the gathering. I actually got this tin at the gathering as well from Silverback. And I've actually got a small repair kit in here. There's a leather needle and a couple other small hook needles for upholstery. And I had a canvas needle in here, which actually got broke last time I was out here. Luckily, I have another one at the house I should probably put in there. And a Ziploc baggie full of some Vaseline and cotton balls. It fits in there pretty nicely. And in the larger one here, I've actually got some char cloth. But what happened with this, it's pretty tore up right now. What happened with this is I had a candle in here and completely forgot about it. And it started getting hot, melted, got on my char cloth. It actually still works, but just it doesn't catch a spark as easily, but it burns longer. I've got a ferro rod, a blank ferro rod here. I've got wet fire. Actually, I don't even think this is good anymore. They have an expiration date on it, but I don't even think this is good anymore, so I'll probably test that out here in a little while. You know, Surefire, which would be, you know, a Bic lighter, and then some chaga, or tinder fungus, which we don't have around here, of course, but I got this at the gathering as well. And I put in here. All of it's held together with some Ranger bands and in that small pouch. So let's put all this back before I lose any of it. I'll put that back right here. And that's our number 8. Number 9 is, I'm not going to pull this out completely, but our number 9 is my bedroll. And this bee is
dangerously close.
Dangerously close. I don't like bees. Sue, go away. Thank you. But this is our number 9, which is my bedroll. This blue here is a Outdoor Products Walmart tarp that I bought. I've actually bought 2 of them and sewed them together. And so it originally was 5 by 7, so now it's 7 by 10-ish. Because one thing I didn't take into account when I was sewing it together is that it's, you know, a Walmart brand, so it's not going to be high quality. So they're actually not exactly the same size. So when I sewed them together, there was a little bit excess on one side, but that's fine. I had to work around that. And inside there is a bed mat. This is actually just like that egg crate stuff that you can just put on your bed for a little bit extra comfort, and an 80/20 military wool blanket. And that's our number 9 with some paracord wrapped around it, cordage of course. And let me get all this stuff out of the way right quick. And number 10 is my SCHF 9, my serrade knife here. And I've actually done some modifications to it, you know, not big ones. I took off the main coating. You can kind of see it here, there. It's not as near as glossy. And I put a patina on it with a little Texas symbol.
Let's flower mode that bee.
Right. Including the patina that I put on it. Like I said, I actually put a new edge on it recently. Actually, the edge before it was a little too steep, I guess you could say, for me, and it wasn't holding an edge as well as I'd like. So I took one of the automatic knife sharpeners, I guess you could use, the ones that you could just pull through. And I did that a few times to make it a little bit, longer of an edge, I guess you could say. The angle a little bit shorter, or no, not shorter, excuse me. The angle a little bit longer to give it a better edge. And what I've realized is this thing is actually pretty difficult to sharpen, which is kind of a downfall for this knife. And I'm kind of getting off topic here talking about this, but because there's this here, these curved edges, it makes it a lot harder to keep sharp. This area stays really sharp. This area, not bad. This area is definitely the most dull out of here because this is where the blade is the thickest at the edge. So it takes a longer grind for it to hold a better edge. So like I said, I changed the angle on the edge a little bit, and it's holding an edge a little bit better than it was before, but I'm still not 100% happy with that. And inside here, this little pouch that comes with it is my sharpener, which, like I said, I need a new sharpener, a rod sharpener, which I'm probably going to get sometime this week for this knife. I realize that this is not working out as well as I'd like it to, but it still works well, good enough to keep it in this little pouch. And then just redundancy, from my Navitool is a little whistle. And this is probably the biggest modification I've done to this whole thing, is this leg strap that I put around the back. Because this knife is so heavy and this sheath is just made out of nylon, so it just kind of flops around everywhere. I put this paracord, some people call it cobra weave, around it with some, a snap lock there. And it fits around my leg, it keeps it from flopping around and such. So that's pretty much all the modifications I've done to it. And it's still holding a pretty good edge on it. And this edge here, which, like I said, stays the sharpest, is what I actually use the most. So, and here, down here, this is for like small work, but most of the work I'm using here, you can see that thing is pretty doggone sharp. And it's like an axe, really, just from the weight and the way the edge is. The axe has really steep angles on the grind, and this does too, because it's a 1/4 inch steel. 1/4 inch high carbon steel. So it's a pretty thick knife, so it's kind of hard to get a really good edge on it unless you've got a full flat grind, which this one doesn't. So I don't know, I'm going to see if I can find somebody with maybe who's got some experience in it and get a better edge on this. Alright guys, well that's my 10-piece kit. It's been over a year now since my last one, and I just wanted to come back and show you all the things that's changed, which realistically not a lot has changed. I mean, the basic essentials are still there, just like most 10-piece kits. And just, besides upgrades and knives and some gear, it's practically the same thing. So, this has been Jesse with Texas Bushcraft. I appreciate you watching the video. Check out the Facebook and the forum, and check out the other videos on the YouTube. Thanks for watching. Slow-mo this bee. You're gonna get slow-mo'd, bro. Is that what you want? Everyone on YouTube to see you all slow-mo'd? Just land, dude.